Pakistan International Airlines Flight 8303, the descent into disaster. Imagine boarding a plane for a short flight home during the holy month of Ramadan. You expect a peaceful journey, but instead, it becomes one of the deadliest crashes in Pakistan's history. This is the story of Flight 8303, a tale of overconfidence, chaos, and heartbreak. Date: 22 May 2020. Time: departed 13:05 PKT, crashed 14:40 PKT from Lahore, LHE, to Karachi, KHI. Crew: 8, 2 pilots, 6 cabin crew. Passengers: 91, including 1 American. Aircraft: Airbus A320-214, registration APBLD. Pakistan International Airlines Flight 8303 took off from Lahore at 1:05 p.m. local time. The Airbus A320 was bound for Karachi, a routine domestic flight. On board were 91 passengers, including women, children, and 2 well-known public figures, model Zara Abid and the CEO of Bank of Punjab. The cockpit was manned by Captain Sajjad Gul, a veteran with over 17,000 hours, and First Officer Usman Azam. But behind the cockpit door, a deadly mix was brewing: overconfidence, poor communication, and a violation of nearly every critical flight protocol. As the aircraft neared Karachi, air traffic control cleared it for descent. But something was wrong. The plane was far too high, over 9,000 feet, when it should have already been preparing for landing. The pilots were distracted, chatting about COVID-19, ignoring critical descent instructions. They missed 2 clear indicators that they needed to enter a holding pattern. But instead of correcting the path, they pushed forward. ATC warned them, "You are too high." Captain Gul replied casually, "Affirm." What followed was a textbook case of poor decision-making. The autopilot disengaged, overspeed warnings blared, the landing gear was mistakenly retracted, but neither pilot announced their actions. They were descending fast and blindly. The Airbus scraped the runway, belly first. Both engines struck the tarmac violently, showering sparks. But even then, the pilots tried to go around. Captain Gul advanced the throttles. Engine 1 surged, Engine 2 sputtered, fatally damaged. But the plane lifted again, limping into the sky. Unknown to passengers, both engines were dying, oil lines had ruptured, power was fading, the aircraft climbed, then stalled. Just minutes later, both engines failed. A chilling silence overtook the aircraft. "Mayday, Mayday, Mayday," came the final words. The plane stalled. Its nose dropped. The last thing seen on radar was Flight 8303 spiraling toward Model Colony, a dense residential neighborhood. At 2:40 p.m. it struck. The explosion rocked the community. Homes collapsed. Flames engulfed bodies. 97 out of 99 on board perished. 1 woman in her home below also died. 2 passengers miraculously survived. What went wrong? The investigation revealed shocking truths. Captain Gul had a troubling record: excessive hours, dismissed warnings, ignored rules. He'd even been rejected for poor technical knowledge and reapproved after political pressure. Both pilots failed to follow basic protocols. CRM, crew resource management, was non-existent. They ignored ATC. They ignored checklists. They ignored each other. And perhaps most disturbingly, they were likely fasting. Both refused snacks on board. The final report linked dehydration and low blood sugar as contributing factors to impaired judgment. Pakistan's aviation regulator came under fire. Over 260 pilots were later found with fake licenses. International bans rained down. Europe, the UK, the US. PIA was grounded. Trust shattered. Families buried charred remains. Some pulled the wrong bodies from morgues. DNA testing later exposed horrifying misidentifications. Grief turned to fury. The final report listed damning conclusions: human error, poor oversight, and system-wide failure. Flight 8303 was more than a tragedy. It was a mirror, reflecting deep cracks in a broken system. 97 souls paid with their lives. Not because of mechanical failure, not because of weather, but because two men believed they knew better. Let Flight 8303 be remembered, not just for how it ended, but for everything it exposed.